This conference will now be recorded.
Okay, so I'm keeping the name default and I'm just clicking on finish. This loads up my project package. Okay, so I would suggest to ignore all these things for now. Okay, these are the comment stuff. Just ignore them. Don't worry. We'll understand word by word and line by line, each and everything. Okay. So now, Java is an object-oriented language. What does object-oriented means? Okay. So object-oriented means that the language or the object, I mean, if I just give you an example of object, anything and everything that you see around yourself is object. You know, be it your mobile phone, your laptop, your mouse, your watch, your fan, everything that you see around is a part of object. Now, what's unique about these objects, how the characteristics of these objects to be specifically are all the objects has some state and has a behavior. Okay, so what is state and behavior? I'll help you with the example. So suppose you have a cycle or maybe a bicycle. Okay, now the state of that bicycle, yeah, characteristics. Now the state of that bicycle is the current, the gear, the two wheels, the handles, the number of gears that it has. Okay, that's the state which defines the bicycle. If you talk about the behavior of that bicycle is the braking system that it has, the accelerating, the changing of gears. That's the behavior. Okay, so object is always has always these two characteristics. That's the state and behavior. Okay, how these state and behavior is going to be useful, we'll see to it in few minutes. So if I just give you one more example, so for example, the car is object. Okay, now this car has some properties. Okay, I'll say prop and has some values. Okay, I'm doing this rough thing over here, so don't understand that this is the coding thing. So the properties will have some values. So car can have multiple properties and multiple values. For example, one property can be the color, value can be red, green, white, blue, whatever. Another property can be something like the size, another property can be something like the brand, and then associated to those properties there can be some values. Okay, so that is what object is all about. Okay, and the Java is completely based on the objects. Okay, it's a object-oriented programming language. Everything is associated with classes and objects. Objects you have understood. We'll come to the classes part in few seconds or something. Okay, now if I talk about one of the other feature of Java is it's a platform independent language. Okay, yeah, so platform independent language means this language has something with it where the conversion of human readable language happens into the machine understandable language. Correct. Okay, so if I there's this compiler thing associated with Java where what happens, these language that you see over here, these are all human readable language. Okay, so you can read public, class, but these are not the ones which is understood by the machine. Okay, you might be already aware, that machine and computers understands the binary stuff. Okay, zeros and one. Okay, so behind the scene these things have to be converted into a language or into a form which is understood by the machine. Okay, now this compiler thing that Java has helps in doing the entire show, helps in running the entire show. What it does is the human readable language is converted into a machine language. Okay, now if the language is converted into a machine form which is understood by the machine, you can take it anywhere and run it directly. Yeah, that's the different part of the story. Entire system has ASCII code associated, and that is further broken into the conversion happens. You might have, I don't know if you know this or not, that those with the help of ASCII values, every A B C D alphabet, every sign and symbol has some number associated to it. So 97, 98, 99, and that 97, 99 is again broken into binary to make it understand by machine. But that's a separate part. Yeah, 65. So A is 65. Now, if you convert 65 into binary, then there's a different story happening behind the scene. Okay, and that binary actually goes into the picture. Okay, we'll not be sticking into that part because I don't want to create a confusion. Rather, we'll stick with this thing. Okay, so the entire idea is to convert all the human readable language to a machine understandable language so that machine can translate it and can probably maybe convert it and make your machine do whatever you want it to do actually. Now there's another word associated, that is syntax. Syntax is a very cool word. Zoom in a little, let me see if that happens. Oh, it's enough. I'm really sorry, but I'm not sure how the zoom happens over here in the NetBeans. Because as someone mentioned IntelliJ or something, so oh great, cool. That's a nice hack. Thank you for helping. A magnifier is very confusing, right? It is something like, if you can just zoom it at your end probably. Okay. Okay, great. So syntax is all about the format that needs to be followed in order to make your machine understand what you want it to do. As simple as that. Okay. Okay. No, Control Plus is not working at my side. Okay. Okay. So syntax is all about the format. So it is as simple as when you were learning ABCD, you were just memorizing the ABCD stuff. Later on, what happened is using those ABCDs, you started making words out of it, right? You started making meaningful sentences out of it. You started creating meaningful essays and stories out of it. Okay, so it is very important to stick to the syntax, that is format, which is understood by the Java. Okay, so I'll give you a very simple example. So I'll just pick up any name randomly, maybe Ankit. So I'll just pick up Ankit's name. You're saying it Ankit because it has got those combination called ANKIT. Okay, if I just write it Kit and A, you will not say it Ankit. Okay, because the format that needs to be followed, okay, welcome Ankit. The format that needs to be followed in order to make it sound like Ankit is missing over here. Okay, so if you don't stick with the syntax, the communication is going to be miscommunicated. So it is always important to stick with the syntax that is understood by the machine. Great. Now let's jump into the meaning of all these lines, what these all says. Okay, so one by one, we'll start with the package. So package over here is something like the folder in your system. Okay, so if you have so many files, can we call syntax the grammar for Java? Yeah, you can. That makes more sense. You can. Okay, so now the package is like a folder it's like a folder or something. So you have so much of files, okay, be it like the image file, the music file, the movie file. Now what you do is you put them in a separate folders, so it becomes easy for you to get into the file that you're looking for. So if you're looking for image, you'll go into the image folder to get the access of that file. Okay, so we use package to avoid name conflicts as well and to write a better maintainable code. So it's like you're just bifurcating everything. Okay, separate, keeping everything separately. Okay, so package is something which is used to group related classes. Okay, so there can be a package which can have a multiple classes, and you put all those classes under one package. Okay, and you give some relevant name to the package, which I did not give. I mean, it's just that I choose a default stuff. So you can always give it a relevant name based on whatever package name you want to keep. Okay. For now, we are skipping the public from there, and we'll come to the public part later. Now we have another thing over here, which is class and the name of the class. So this class keyword is it's something like, what do you say? If you talk about the very meaning that you see on the internet, which is something like a class is a blueprint of the object. To give it a more real life example, a class is a sketch of a house. Okay, so and that house contains all the details about the floors, doors, windows. Okay, and house over here is an object. Okay, so we'll understand what is class. Class is the sketch of a house, and house is the object. Now house contains the details about the floors, doors, windows, etc. Okay, so yeah, that is what class is, the sketch. Okay, and every class has to have a name. Okay, somewhat similar to like class 10th, class 9th, class 4th, to be able to uniquely identify it. Okay, yeah. So this curly bracket that you see over here is nothing but the scope of the class. That is, anything and everything that you want your class to perform has to be written inside the opening and closing of the curly bracket. Okay, you write anything outside of the closing curly bracket, that part will not be considered as a part of Java application 4 class. Okay, now the next thing is the public static void main. So this, trust me, this is when you go and apply for maybe Java or something related field, and question that is probably asked is to explain this line public static void main string args. Okay, so that's a very a question that probably you need to understand how you can explain it to the interviewer. Okay, so public over here implies the accessibility criteria. If you write public, that means this entire thing can be accessed anywhere in the program. Okay, it can be accessed from anywhere, actually, to be a bit of specific. So if I be something like, so it is something like the security visible to all, correct? Okay, so it is something like, you know, you put something as a private, things are not accessible to everyone. Okay, so if you want to make it accessible, to be visible everywhere, you need to make it public so that it is probably used wherever required. Okay, so public is basically the accessibility stuff. It helps you in making your you know, the main method be accessible to wherever you need. Okay, yeah, outside the, yeah, it can be accessed outside the package. Okay, great. Now the next keyword that we see over here is static. Okay, so static is something which is related to object, and when we come up into the picture where, I mean, where we are learning about the object, it will be little more, it will make little more sense to understand. But to understand what is static over here, it is something like it's a non-access modifier. So when a function is declared static, so function over here is main. Okay, how do you identify function? If anything has got that opening and closing of the small bracket, that is treated as a function. So add over here is a function. Okay, so main has got that opening and closing of the bracket, so that is a function over here, and it's the most important function of the code. Okay, so I'll come back to the definition part of the static, which is when a function is declared static, that is main is declared static, it can be accessed directly without creating object of that class. Okay, so if you declare anything static, you can access that thing by directly without creating the object of that class. So creation of the object is something is another concept. So we might not be able to cover all the concepts like since we are limited on times, but I try to make the concepts clear as much as I can. Okay, so I hope the static part is clear. I'll repeat it. When a function is declared static, what does that mean is it can be accessed directly without creating object of the class. For now, understood this. Later, maybe in some other day, we will be having some section where we can have a detailed discussion about the objects. Okay. Now, another thing that we have is void over here. So void is something which tells whether there's going to be return or not. If you mention void, that means the the function that is main is not going to return anything. Okay. Now the entire story of return comes into the void not having return type. So the entire story of void uh, is to make you, I mean, is to something like it is not returning anything. What is the return scenario? You know, there's another concept where you return and you like return 0, return 1. Maybe you have used in C, C++. That is a very important concept actually. Okay, so if you write those return 0, return 1, you would have to remove this thing void from here. Okay, and if you write void, that means you know, you're not supposed to write return 0, return 1 at the end. Okay, because you've already declared by mentioning void that main function is not going to return anything. Now we'll come to the separate part of the story where, you know, how this return scenario works, because that's another story wherein you probably, when you're running a code on a very big scale, so it is important to have a return type. Okay, why? Because that helps you in debugging the function that is not performing as per your expectations. Okay, so if things are working, return is going to be whatever you have defined. If you have return 0, if the output is returning as a 0, that means everything is working fine. If it is returning anything apart from 0, that means something is wrong with that function. Okay, so specifying return type when the project and when the things are a little complicated, it is very important to have a return type. Okay, else it becomes really difficult to debug. Okay, now main is the first method which is called by Java whenever program is executed. Okay, so it is something where, I mean, so it needs to start from this method. This is the starting point of the entire code. Okay, main, the window, the door where the entire system enters in. Okay, the next thing is the string. Okay, now the string indicates the method takes a parameter from the command line in form of string. So come over here, when we are running, this is something where we are going to run the code. So the input given by us is always in the form of string. Now what is string? C, C++ people will be all, I think you people might be aware, but I am not sure. In C, I don't think so. String is there. You have only char over there. Okay, so string is a bigger version of char. Okay, so anything that you want probably to be the combination of words or sentences, you need to have the data type string. Okay, so if I have a string, so string can hold the values like words. You write anything, it will hold it. Okay, if you talk about numbers, yeah, if you talk about numbers, then for numbers there are specific data types. So if you talk about you know, the decimal point wala numbers, so there is the double and float. If you talk about the integers, that is minus infinite to plus infinite, but not decimal, there we have the data type int. Okay, okay, so this is how the string is going to help. Now this small symbol that you see, opening and closing of the bigger bracket, this is a symbol of array. Okay, so this tells that, and then we have args over here. That's a normal name of the argument. You can rename it to xyz if you want. Okay, any name will work fine. Okay, but to make it sound a little sensible, we have given it a name called args, because that gives you a picture that, hey, this is something like argument. Okay, now what is this argument? uh, so this is something that is going to work as a variable. which is going to accept the values in the form of array. Okay, so something like args implies that the value or argument entered from the command line, that is over here, are an array. So you have the value stored in the form of array. Okay, and then the another curly opening and closing bracket is nothing but the scope of my main method or main function. So main method or function is the same thing. Okay, now to summarize this entire package class, to summarize this public static void main string args, I'll say something like, so overall it implies that the public static void main string args, over here the main method of the class the main over here is the method of the class from which the JVM needs to start. JVM stands for Java Virtual Machine. Okay, I'm not going to bore you by giving a lot of theoretical concepts, but we'll be starting in next 2 minutes. We'll start writing a code, and I hope that will be more interesting a bit. So JVM stands for Java Virtual Machine. So this main method of the class, this is the point where the main method of the class needs to start. Okay, and it is public so that it could be accessed from anywhere in the application. Okay, this method is static, and so the class need to be instantiated. There's this word when you will probably search na, so ek word sunne ko aayega, which is instantiated, which is nothing but initialization of code. Okay, okay, I'll request everyone to keep yourself muted, probably that will help you. Okay, now and then no Suyash, not something like that. Okay, and it takes an array of arguments, that is args, from the command line, which are of string type. Okay, now before proceeding further, I would like everyone to help me out in understanding if the concept that I explained is clear to you. Just type in clear if it is, just type in no if it is not. Okay, 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 clinic all clear, nice, thank you for the prompt replies. Okay, now not all clear. Sarthak, can you please help me? What is the part? It's clear. Oh, it's Sarthak gar. Oh, acha se. Acha, theek hai. Not all clear. It's clear. Sarthak, if you can just help me out, what part is not clear? Maybe I'll give a more detail about it. Full power clear. Nice. Okay. Meanwhile, by the time Sarthak is typing, we'll go jump on to the next concept. So in C++, whenever you have to give some output to the user, you use this function called printf and cout in C++. Now to do the same thing in Java, we have the syntax called system, okay, dot out dot println. Okay, so we use this, and inside the double inverted commas. Okay, Sarthak. I'll just share the WhatsApp number in case probably you have any doubt after the class. You can just ping over there. I'll be more than happy to help. So inside this, I'm going to write hello world. First code that defines the first message that defines that you just started a language. Okay. So this line is nothing. So every line that you write is nothing but an instruction to the machine. Okay, so this line is doing nothing but giving an instruction saying that you want your system to output, to print out something as an output. And what is that? Yeah, it's a command, correct. Hello world. Okay, Ayush. Okay, I'll repeat it. So this line is helping the machine. Okay, yeah, it's similar to the print stuff. Okay, to print the output. This line is helping your system or machine to print the output that is hello world. Ankit, you can, when you are writing system.out.println, a suggestion I just select it, the entire code will pop up. Okay. Okay. So this is going to help to send a message, anything that you want your user to see. This is the line that we're going to use. Okay, now the best part is, let's just compile it and see. We'll run it basically. I'll save it and we'll run it and see what is the output. So if I just run it, I saw hello world is the output over here. So congratulations, you just wrote a first piece of code that is hello world. So Darshan, it's simple. You're giving an instruction to your system. Just understand that you're giving an instruction to the system to print out something. And what is that something? The hello world. So these are all inbuilt functionalities of the programming language. You need to just call them to in order to probably print the output, whatever you want as a message or something. ओके सो ऐसे समझना कि आप ना सिस्टम को आउटपुट का एक इंस्ट्रक्शन दे रहे हो कि आउटपुट में कुछ प्रिंट करना है, दैट इज हेलो वर्ल्ड. ओके, yeah, this is the syntax of everything is syntax. This everything that you see, each and every line is a part of syntax. Yeah, so this is the syntax whenever you want to give a message. Okay, great. But user input is, we'll come to the next part. अंकित, जहां पर हम गेम बनाने शुरू करने वाले हैं, जहां पे we'll take the user input. तो hello world के लिए हम यहाँ पे इकट्ठे नहीं हुए हैं, right? Yeah. So now is the best part is we are going to write a very small code for the game that I learned, I think three to 4 weeks back. This is the game I learned. I mean, I had heard about this game, but I did not knew how it is played. I mean, I did not knew the rules and all. Okay, but 3 to 4 weeks back, one of my friend, I was just saying, I see a lot of people playing this game. I will reveal the name, but how it is played? Can you just help me out with the rules? And when he told me the rules, I thought, why not? Let's just put into the code. So the game is very simple: rock, paper, and scissors. Rock, paper, and scissors. Not PUBG. Okay, that's a different, the different stuff. Okay, okay, yeah. So we are going to write a code for this rock, paper, and scissor game, and do this need a program to run? Yeah, it will be running. Okay, you can play with a machine whenever it's, since it's the quarantine season going on. You can sit at your home, and if you're really getting bored, you can just open up your own code and you can play with this computer, the rock, paper, and scissors. It's just a time pass game, right? Yeah. Now to write the code, so we're just going to start writing the code. So I just want to ask, everyone knows what array is, right? Yeah, I'll explain one line, one word actually. Okay, great. Everyone understands array? Yeah, array is something placed. You can publish it on GitHub. That is for sure. So arrays are used to store multiple values in a single variable. Okay, so I'm going to create an array of the type string, and I'm going to give it a name called choice stack maybe. So the naming convention can be anything. Instead of this choice stack, you can write your name, your friend's name. Okay, yeah, correct. But it is always recommended to give to use a relevant naming convention. Okay, so choice stack is the name that I'm going to use. Okay, and then the syntax of array is something like, you put in rock, I'm putting in paper, and I'm putting in scissors. Tada, semicolon. Semicolon means the end of the line. Okay, okay. So string is the same thing that we just studied. This is the sign and symbol of array. This is the name of my variable, and this is the format in which array, in which we can store the value in my array. Yeah.
Walaikum salam.
Hello. Okay. Cool. So this is the format that we are going to use whenever we are declaring an array. Okay. I just created an array which has the information stored as a rock, paper, and scissors. Okay, great. Thank you. The next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to use int. Int is for integer. Okay. I'm going to use int and I'm going to type in random num. Okay, yeah, int is a data type which helps you in storing the values of the type integers, that is minus infinite to plus infinite, but it has to be in the form of whole number, not decimal. Okay, so int random number is equals to, I'm going to, now one thing before I explain, I come to this part, something. If I talk about the arrays, the indexing of the arrays start from 0. So rock is at the index 0, paper is at 1, and scissor is at 2. If you count it on your fingers, there are three numbers, yeah, but the starting is from 0 and goes up to 2. Okay, now, yeah, great. Now the integer random num over here, I'm going to do the twist. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the function called math and random. Okay, now how I'm going to use random function, what does this random function do actually? So this random function, you have to typecast over here. I'll just help you in understanding what is typecast. Okay, this random function helps you in generating the random values in between 0 and 1, and in between 0 and 1 there are infinite numbers. Okay, so if I want to generate the output, let's see how it actually looks like. Print ln, and then over here if I just write random random num, okay, something like this, and then probably let me see if this is okay. Now we'll run this. Whenever you want to send some message to the user, you are supposed to follow that double quotes, and whenever you want to deal with values, you're supposed to write it straight away. Okay, so let's run this code. Syntax is must, yeah. So let's run this code and see. Okay, so I ran this code, I got an output as a 0 over here. If I rerun it, okay, I might get a different output every time I rerun it. Okay, so you have to keep on running in order to probably see the different values. Okay, it is always generating 000 something is, I think it should generate something else apart from this. What it is asking is already casted. Oh, just a sec. Yeah. Let me just fix it. Okay. random spelling is absolutely correct. We'll just try and running it. I have to save it actually. Something is fishy about it. Yeah. Never read. Take care. Random num int. We'll come to this part later on. Okay. Yeah. Don't worry. It'll be fixed. It's just a small glitch. I don't want to jump onto that part right now. Okay. So what I'm trying to do over here is I'm trying to print. Haha, I know it. While I explain it, just wait, Darshan. So what we are trying to do is just removing it for now, and we'll come to that part and then we'll comment it out and we'll see. Okay, later on. Right now we are sticking to the concept. So what we are going to do over here is we have created a random num variable which is going to store a random value in between 0 and 1. Yeah, it gives the value in between 0 and 1, any value. It can be like yeah, winner Valisha pointed out, right? Okay, we'll come to it. I mean, yes, you gave the right answer, but it's like thoda sa you have to wait, okay? Because I haven't explained you about the concept of typecasting. Okay, so I'll explain it, you'll understand it. Okay, so math.random is something which gives the value from in between 0 and 1. Okay, now what is typecasting? We need to understand first, and then you'll get the idea why that 0 is coming. So there's this concept called typecast. Okay, typecasting mein what happens is you change the type of value that a variable is holding. Okay, so it is something like, sir, what if we want to print random number between, we are about to do that, and more we'll be doing it. Okay, just bear with me, I'll explain each and everything. Okay, I just don't want to jump out of the flow, because then it will be very hodgepodge and random. Okay, okay, so can we change the type of app? I'm coming to the typecast is something which helps you in converting the type of value that is being held by my variable. Okay, now the thing over here is, so for example, I have a float value which is a, and it is holding a value, say 10.1. Okay, now I want to convert the type of value that my a is holding, that is float, to integer. Okay, in that case what I can do is I'll write int b and I typecast it int and a. Okay, it's just a dummy thing I'm doing, so I mean, just these codes are not going to run because I'm writing outside of the bracket. So just to explain you. Okay, so now if I try to get the output of my a, since it is integer, it is going to return an output as 10, not 0.1, because integer is always in the form of whole numbers, minus infinite to plus infinite. Okay, I hope now this concept might have been clear, that why it is returning integer, because 0 से 1 के बीच में random numbers is being generated, 0.1, 0.2, it will go up to 0.99, not even 1. Okay, 0.99999, and then since I've typecasted it into integer, it is going to change into 0. Okay, so this is called typecasting. I'll tell you one story. I don't know if you have any type of typecasting. You can do a typecasting. I'm about to share why and how and when to do and what type of casting should be done. Okay, so whenever you are, so float is a higher data type which can hold the higher precision value, but integer is a lower data type. Okay, so there was this one thing, some country was performing some experiment. What happened over there is, there was this moving target. Okay, so I'll just take an example of, say, Iron Man movie, Avengers movie. So someone had shot this thing, the missile, to attack some country. Okay, and now the responsibility of the country was to target that missile and hit it by another missile, so that it, just diffuses and gets blast out there in the air. Okay, now the code that, so the missile is moving, I mean the target missile is moving. Okay, and the country who's supposed to hit that target missile is also moving, so both the things are moving. Yeah, it should collide at some point. Okay, so only then the crash will be possible and you are able to I mean, just nullify the attack. Okay, now what happened is, these people who made the shooter to to hit the target missile, they ignored this typecasting thing. Okay, so the value that they were getting was something like 10.001. Okay, and it was creating some error, so they did a typecasting. Not audible? Am I not audible to anyone? Okay, audible. Okay, great. Yeah, so what happened is, yeah, so this country was about to attack that, and then when they planned to attack, what happened, there was some error coming, and the value was, the output of the program that they wrote was 10.001 or something. So they thought, hey, this 0.001 is creating a trouble, let's just typecast it, and they made it 10, and they launched the missile to attack that. Okay, yeah, so this 0.001, by the time it reached to the target missile, this small difference became a bigger difference, and it wasn't able to hit, and it just left. Okay, yeah, so whenever you are typecasting from higher to lower, you need to make sure that the program is not relying on the accuracy. If the program is going to rely on the accuracy, you are going to lose some data. Okay, Yeah, you can do that as well. Yeah, you can use math.floor and math.ceiling as well. Okay, but since I had to explain the typecasting, I'm using the typecasting technique. Okay, so that is why whenever you are writing or whenever you are writing a code which involves a lot of precision, accuracy, always make sure you're not typecasting the higher end value to the lower end value. Over here, we're not doing anything as such, so we are okay with the typecasting. I hope the typecasting is clear. Okay, and this is how you typecast basically. Okay, just be format may you want to typecast, you can do it. Now let's get into the other part of the concept. Let me just remove this. I'm getting an error of it is kind of forcing me to do so because math random produces value from 0 to 1 and it is saying I have mentioned over here integer, so it is not going to do. Okay, so since now you know the concept of typecasting, you can put either double or you can put float. The difference between, okay, this is not float. Let me see. Okay, now if you try to generate the output PRINTLN, oh, and I'll just write random. Help me out if my spelling goes wrong anywhere because random num. Why use here string math? I didn't get. Okay, so yeah, so I just run the code. I'll see to it. Okay, we don't want to get into Avidana. Okay, so we'll run it. Oh, let me save it. Run it. Double and see. If you first you see the output, will come to double and float later on. You see. Okay. Now every time you run, there has to be some random value. Okay. See some random value. Okay, now the difference between double and float is the accuracy level of double is higher because it goes up to 14 decimal places approximately. If I'm not wrong, if you just count it. Float ka accuracy is little less compared to double because it goes up to 7 decimal places like this. Yeah, or sometime it also depends on the architecture you're using, I guess, if I'm not wrong. Okay. Okay, so we're not going to deal with all these stuffs. We're going to stick with the concept. Now, someone asked if you want to generate the random number between 1 to 100. Now it's your time. Okay, so yeah. So now what we're going to use is, we are going to generate the number between 0 and 2. Okay, that is, if you just count 0 and 2 on fingers, it is going to be three values. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to do multiplication. There you go. Okay, so if I multiply my random number, a very basic mathematics, if I multiply my value that is being generated with math.random number, that's a inbuilt function. Math has there's a library of mathematics, and then inside from that we are calling this function called random. I told you in the very beginning, whenever you see this opening and closing bracket, you should get this thing clear that this is a function. Okay, so yeah, so you multiply it by the number up to what you want to go and you will get the output. Okay, so if now why did I just remove this? I just put random num. I mean, a very small part of the story is left. This and then control S and you run it, and this time you will get a value which will be in between 0 and 1. So I got 1. Next time I'm running, I might get different thing. Okay, next again if I run, I'll get different thing. It will not go higher than 2. Okay, because I'm typecasting it, and the highest value that will be generated is 2.999, and since we are typecasting it, it will only consider 2. Oh, we'll come to that part. सब करेंगे, हर चीज एक एक चीज डिस्कस करेंगे. I won't leave without discussing anything. Okay. Okay, now the another part of the story is why we are doing. That's a good question, $1 million question. Okay, I'll just remove this line. I'm assuming I won't be requiring it now. Okay, now why are we doing is, so the next thing that we are going to do is we are going to build this game where we are playing the game with the computer. So I'm going to create a variable of the type string. I'm going to give it a name called computer choice, CHOICE. Okay, without any outside input, correct? Okay, so we are going to use string and a variable. I have created a variable computer choice so that it makes more sense that this is something 3 is multiplied, so that we have the upper limit. Okay, because if we don't multiply 3, the math.random value will be, the value that will be produced by math.random will be in between 0 and 1. Okay, so for example, if you want to increase the limit, okay, and in case if you produce a value 0, if the output of that is 0.5, and if you multiplied it by 3, it will become 1.5, and since you are typecasting it, 0.5 will be skipped, only 1 will be there. Okay, otherwise you will not go beyond 0.99. Okay, to increase the limit and to go beyond 0.99, I am multiplying with a number, whatever I want it to go up to. But always remember, whatever value you will be multiplying it with, the output will be always one less than that. Okay, because the starting point is 0. Okay, but 0 is also counted as a number, so ultimately you have 3. Okay, great. So string computer choice. Now this is the fun part. Ta-da. Choice stack. And over here I'm passing random num. Okay. So what I'm doing is, so there, when you are playing a game, there's 2 scenarios. One where you are telling your machine that, hey, if you want to pick rock, paper, or scissors, I've already defined in a choice stack array, go there and pick something from there. And for my part, for player part, I'm going to type that thing. Okay, computer, your machine is always going to pick up the value from the array. Okay, and user is always going to type the value. Okay, this is how it works in all of the games that you play in mobile or something. Okay, when you are playing with computers. So choice stack helps, I mean this line computer choice, what will happen over here, I have a choice stack, this, and I have a random num. So if the value in random num is going to be 1, the choice stack of 1 is going to be paper, since it starts from 0. Okay, if the value in the random num is say 2, the value that is going to get into the computer choice, the choice stack of 2 is scissors. So scissors will be stored in my variable computer choice. Okay, if the value of the random number is 0, then choice stack of 0 is rock, and that is going to be the computer choice. Okay, so we have made a very generalized formula. Yeah, this is actually the formula. This is how the mathematics formula, physics formula is made, the generalized formula, which fits in every scenario and in every case. Okay, I hope everything is clear up to this point. If it is clear, just type in clear. If it is not, just type in no. Okay, great. You guys are smart. Nice. Chalo. Okay. Okay, great. So the next part is the most easiest part on the planet. Explain the 3 part in random again. Sure, I'll do it, Sujat. So what is happening over here? My math.random is producing a value which is in between 0 to 0.999. Okay, if you multiply, the limit is 0 to 0.999. Okay, if you multiply 3, Darshan, okay, if you multiply 3 by it, the upper limit of my 0.999 will increase. Okay, line number 12. Oh, I'll explain it. Okay, so the multiplying it by 3 will increase the upper limit. Now my value is going to increase. Okay, so whatever value my math.random number is going to produce in between 0 to 0.99 is always going to get multiplied by 3, and whatever output is generated, the point wala part is left and the whole number wala part is picked, because I'm doing a typecasting. So a small example, if the math.random is producing a value 0.5, multiplying it by 3 will make it 1.5, and since I'm typecasting, 0.5 will be skipped and 1 will be stored in my random num. I hope it made your doubt clear. Sujat, last value is no, last value is 2.99, Ankit. 2.99. Okay, yeah. Now someone asked this over here. So this I'm doing computer choice variable I'm creating. So there has to be a two-player game. First player is, I mean, you're playing with computer. Okay, so for your case, you're going to type in rock, paper, scissors. But for computer's case, you need to tell the computer, hey, how are you going to pick up either rock, paper, or scissors stuff? Okay, so for that, I'm defining computer choice. Now, choice stack of random num. So if the value in the random num is 1, then choice stack of 1, what is going to be the output? Musavir, what is going to be the output of choice stack 1? It is going to be, I'll help you, paper. Correct. It's going to be paper, because the indexing of the choice stack starts from 0, 1 and 2. 0, 1 and 2. The choice stack of 1, okay, yeah, 0, 1, 2. Choice stack of 1 will be paper, choice stack of 2 will be scissors, choice stack of 0 will be rock, and this value of 1, 0, 1, 2 will be coming from the variable random num over here, and whatever output it is going to get, either rock, paper, or scissors, that is going to get stored into computer choice. Okay, and then later part, the user ka input and computer choice ka input can be compared to play the game. Okay, great. Let's get back to the next part. Okay, that's the fun part. So I want to give the instruction to my user. I just want to greet it, because why not? Okay, so I'll just greet my player. I saying welcome to the game made by CipherSchools. You can give it your name, CipherSchools. Okay, and then you can give another relevant message saying welcome. Let's keep it up till here. Okay, we'll give the another relevant message in the next part of the picture. So this is how my user is going to get this message saying welcome to the game made by CipherSchools. Now in the next line, I'm going to use, now over here comes the doubt of the person who asked how are we going to take the input. Okay, so to take the input, I'm going to use a functionality, rather it's called class scanner. Okay, scanner sc equals to new scanner system.in. Okay, system.in. Now the point over here is, what is scanner? Okay, so scanner class in Java is found in the Java util package. I'll come to that part a little later on. I need to import, yeah, wait, I'll do it. Okay, so this scanner, this line helps me in taking the input from the user. Okay, and to enable that feature, you have written the syntax, but you need to import something. What is that? If I just click on this balloon, and if I click on add import Java, something will be added up over here. Okay, so this got added up. So now example of doing this. So in order to use the functionality of scanner, you need to import this. Okay, for example, you have got a assignment is this the code still running? Let me just see. No, stop. So for example, you have got an your teacher told me to your teacher told you to learn something in mathematics or maybe in physics. Okay. Now, in order to do that, what you'll do is you'll go to the library of your college, pick up the mathematics or physics book, and you will come and then you will do the learning part, right? Until unless you don't have that math or physics book, you will not be able to learn. Okay, so to be able to use the input functionality, I need to import this thing called java.util.scanner from my library, from my Java's library. Okay, util over here means utility. Yeah, we can use star. Okay, so util has tons of things. Okay, if you go, if so for example your teacher said to learn something from physics, now you'll go into the physics section of the library, you'll find so many physics books from first year, second year, third year, class 10, class 9. Okay, so you want to pick the relevant one. Okay, and if you're not sure which one to pick, you'll probably put the star over here. Let's just pick all and we'll see. Okay, so that's why I'm not putting star to be able to make it precise, but uh, we'll end it, Darshan, just take a couple of minutes and we'll end it up. I mean, the last and final part is left. Okay, now over here we have this thing written called SC. Okay, no, default package will if you take I mean default package अपने आप नहीं लाएगा ये चीज. Okay, आपको लाना पड़ेगा. Over here we have written SC. Now in place of SC you can write anything, object, or you can write your name. Okay, but I'm making it SC. You can give it a name whatever you want. Now SC over here is the object. Okay, you are creating an object with the new keyword. What does this new keyword do over here is it helps you in creating the object and helps you, not you, the code, in allocating the memory at runtime. Any name of SC, yeah, you can give any name. Okay, so new helps in memory allocation during the runtime. Okay, and SC is the keyword that we are going to use to refer as an object. Okay, so probably कई लोग obj लिख देते हैं to make it more sound, more sensible, because this is the object creation is happening over here. Okay, but now we are putting SC. Okay, now just remember for now, because we cannot stretch the explanation. Okay, yeah, object is understandable, correct. Let's just put obj, makes more sense. Okay, just remember whenever you want to take an input, yeah, whenever you want to take input from the user, this is the line that you are going to bring into the picture. Okay, and to use this functionality you need to import stuff. Okay, great. Now, okay, now if you want to have some, if you want your user to understand what is this code all about, you need to give a relevant message. Can you explain again what part, Vaibhav? The scanner part, obj part, or new part? New part. Okay, cool. So new is nothing, it's a keyword which is helping my program to create an object by the name called obj. Okay, and it is also helping in memory allocation during the runtime when the code is running. Okay, somewhere or the other, if you are taking the input from the user, there has to be some memory, right? Or where you will store. Okay, so this new is helping in creating the object and allocating the memory. Yeah. Okay, so shall we proceed? Great, we'll go on to the next line. Now, when you are accepting the value from the user, there has to be some variable which is capturing that. Okay, but before variable, you need to give a relevant message to your user using or playing the game in order to make him or her understand that, hey, what needs to be done in order to play the game. Okay, so I'm going to give a message saying something like maybe type in rock, paper, or scissor. Type in rock, comma, paper, or scissor. SCI SSORS. Type in rock or paper or scissors. Okay, so my user will understand I have to type in something to play this game. Okay, now when user types in something, there has to be some variable which is capturing the value. Okay, and that variable is string user choice. I'm giving the name user choice. Okay, and user choice is going to have some value which is as simple as obj dot next line. Okay, trust me, after this things are very smooth. Okay, now this is helping you in creating an allocation of memory. So you're always going to use this object to refer, and this next line helps you in taking an input in the form of string. Already discussed. No, not discussed. Yeah, this helps you. Yeah, user choice is something which will capture the value that you will be entering, either rock or paper or scissor. Okay, so since this line is enabling the feature of input where you can take from input from the user, you are using obj dot next line, and next line helps you capture the value of the type string. Okay, so that is how it is. Okay, if you want to capture the value integer, you need to write next int, and you have to change this to int. Okay, since we are capturing it into the form of string, I'm putting next line. Yeah, correct, correct. Okay, great. Now the fun part. I have the value of, okay, someone is, okay. Yeah, now the fun part is, no, Ankit, वो वाला पार्ट ना, इंडेक्स चूजिंग वाला पार्ट हमने कंप्यूटर का चॉइस रखा है, यूजर का चॉइस तो हम यूजर से ले रहे हैं. Okay, okay, so now over here what we are doing is we have the value of computer choice which is being picked up randomly from this array. Okay, and we have a value of user choice which will be entered over here in the box. Now the game is simple. Okay, you need to compare user choice and computer choice and tell who's the winner. Now how that part works is something I'm going to do. Okay, help me out in understanding the game because I'm very bad at the gaming stuff. Okay, so I'm going to write if computer choice dot, I have a function called conditional statement. Oh, okay, my bad, I'll explain. So we have a concept called conditional statement. Okay, what will happen if we don't use import scanner? Oh, the input functionality will not work. Okay, it will say this functionality is not, it is as simple as what happens if you don't bring the physics or math book from the library. Okay, the given homework will not be done, the one that your teacher gave you. Okay, so it is as simple as that. Now we are going to use the conditional statement over here. Conditional statement, I'll quickly tell you about is 21. Yeah, it is important. Yeah, if we don't write where this user choice is the variable Musavir, which is going to take the value that is entered by my user. Okay, with the help of this object.next line. This object.next line triggers and makes the value acceptable by user and stores it into the variable called user choice. Okay, Muzavir, in case if you have any other doubt, maybe if you're stuck or something, ping me on WhatsApp. I'll share it. I'll share my number at the end. Okay, now the next part is we are going to use conditional statement. So conditional statement is simple if else. Okay, it is as simple as if I tell you, hi guys, if just focus on my words, the conversation that I'm going to just have. If the computer choice is equals to the user choice, I'm using this keyword called if the computer choice is equals to the user choice, what it is going to be, it's going to be the tie in the game, right? Else there has to be some other condition. If user choice is paper and computer choice is rock, else if user choice is maybe scissor and computer choice is paper. Okay, so we are going to put the condition. Those conditions are very simple conditions on the planet. Okay, computer choice. Okay, and we are using this function inbuilt function called equals, and over here I'm going to write user choice. Okay, so if my computer choice is equals to user choice, I'm opening the scope of my if, and I'm going to give up what do you think supposed to be the output over here? Die, correct. Ankit has played this game. Okay, this is going to be tie. So I'm going to just print out tie. Okay, now for other cases, I'm going to define the other cases. So I'm going to put else if my say user choice. Now you can create all those cases that kya cases possible cases hote hain, and then you can enable it over here. If the user choice, there's one more fun part left. We'll see it. Okay, ताकि हमारा game continuous run कर सके, because we'll see to it. Let it be. We'll use greater sign now. No. See, if my user choice is equals to maybe paper, and in programming language is written by using these symbols. Okay, and my computer choice, okay, dot equals what we can keep rock. Okay, so open and close the scope, the curly bracket, and give the output. Help me out, who's going to win? Okay, I'll tell you. Yeah, so in this game what happens is rock can beat scissor, paper will beat rock, okay, and scissor can beat paper. The logic is rock is stronger, and rock can beat scissor because it can break scissor. Paper can beat rock because paper can wrap the rock. Okay, and other cases, rock can beat scissor because it can break. There's another case as well. Paper and rock and scissor. Okay, I think you might have got it. Yeah. Since I learned it like few weeks back, so I'm very sorry. Okay, system.println, and I'm going to print a message over here saying you win. Okay, my user wins. Okay, thank you. Okay, now the fun part is we're just going to copy the code, and we are going to change the cases. Paper, rock, paper wala possible cases, and you win, you lose. That is something what we're going to update. So the next case probably can be, so one is paper and rock, the other can be rock and paper. ROCK, and or let's put rock and scissor for now. SCISSORS, and this is the case of you win. Okay, another case we can put in over here is scissors and rock. So we can write it SCISSORS, scissors and rock. And this is also a case of scissors and rock is a case of you lose, I guess. Okay, yeah. Okay, now trust me, if you don't want to type in these rock, scissors and papers, you can rather use the symbol RS, yeah, RS and P. Okay, even that will work fine. Instead of just putting the array mein rock, paper, scissors, you can write R, P and S. Okay, the next thing is what we can do is rock and paper, ROCK. So it's just a simple mathematics combination. Paper, and this is going to be the case of you lose. The another case is paper and scissor. Paper is already there. SCISSORS. SCISSORS. Help me if I'm wrong with my spelling. And this paper and scissor is the case of you lose, right? Another part of the story is scissors, SCISSORS, and this can be paper, PAPER, and you can say you lose. Okay, now the best part is, I mean, not the best part, but you can shuffle these. Okay, if you want, uh, probably you can. This is you win case. Yeah, win. Sorry, thank you. Not to win. Yeah, yeah. Sorry, my bad. Yeah, I'm holding up my ears, huh, for making such a silly mistake. The game that I learned few weeks back. Yeah, great, nice. So probably up you can do something as simple as, if you want to put up all the win cases at one point and then all the lose cases, you can do that as well. It's not important to put all these hierarchy of the hierarchy that I'm following. It's not at all important. You can change anything anywhere. Okay. Now there might be some people like me who would get frustrated and type something random apart from rock paper and scissors. Okay, so for such people I have an else case which is going to get executed when person is typing anything apart from rock paper and scissors. Yeah. Nice. Okay, so I'm going to do println and I'm saying please provide a valid input. I can make it more interesting and tell me when you did not had a mood of playing, why did you come here? Okay, okay, and I'll put the semicolon at the end, and that's it. You can make it interesting. System dot not, oh sorry, system dot out. Okay, oh, still out. Okay, this is going to be the message. That is going to be the, I mean, you can make it as much interesting as you want. Okay, finally, वो दिन आ गया where we are going to test it. Okay, so I'm going to save it. I'm going to increase the screen and I'm going to run it. Okay, now this message says, welcome to the game made by CipherSchools. Type in rock, paper, or scissors. Okay, I have a blinking cursor. I need to type in something. What do you want me to type in? Whoever gives the first suggestion, I'm going to type that. Rock. Okay, rock, and let's see what my luck is. It's a tie. Not bad. I'll run it, rerun it, and I'll try rock again. It's a tie. Okay, I'll rerun it and I'll say rock, and oh, you lose. So finally, I'm not going to proceed ahead. Okay, now, yeah, now the best part is, I mean, again, I'm saying it's best part, but you know, every time I have to run this file, okay, in order to play it every time. Okay, now I don't want to run it every time. So in order to avoid that part, I can use loop, LOOP. Okay, and will make my program keep on running. What if we provide two inputs? Not good question, Ankit. Okay, you can also type in, get the number that is being picked by the value that is being picked by your system. So computer choice है यहाँ पे. Welcome to the game CipherSchools. यहाँ पे हम आके, I can come over here. I can just put in system.println, and over here I can write computer choice. Okay, so this will also print the value of my computer choice. Okay, so yeah, I'm coming to it, Ankit, the question that you asked. So if I run it, run file, and welcome to the game made by CipherSchools. So now I know the hack. My computer has picked a value paper. Okay, and I am going to put scissor, SCISSORS, and I win. And I'm like, that music comes like da 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 da. Yeah. Okay. So this is a hack. This is how people hack into the games that probably they are making or something. Yeah, every time you win. Nice. I feel like a god. No, I'm not actually. I'm not going to cheat. Okay, I'll leave it on my luck. I'm going to put this now. In order, in order to make it rerun every time, what I'm going to do is feel like alpha. Yeah, nice. Okay, so in order to make it rerun every time, I'm going to use the concept of loop, and I'm going to use my favorite do while loop over here. Although you can use any loops, but do while loop is something which is a best fit over here. Okay, just give me one sec, guys. Probably I just want you all. Do I? Okay, over here I have this thing. I mean, this is the LinkedIn, so my LinkedIn profile. Probably are conducting a lot of workshops. So stay connected on LinkedIn to get updated with the workshop that is coming in the next week. Okay, I don't want to keep this until the end. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my this do while stuff. So I'm going to wrap the entire stuff into do and while. Okay, now to do that I'm going to use this string, and I'm going to create a variable called rerun. Okay, you can give it any name, ABCD, Anurag, CipherSchools, or anything. So I'm giving a variable name rerun, make it more sensible. And this thing that is welcome to the game made by CipherSchools, I'm going to write in do, open close the bracket, curly bracket. I'm just opening it, and I'll close it at the end. Okay, so at the end of this thing over here, I'll close it and I'll add while over here. Okay, now is there anyone who is not aware of the do while loop? Say no, who is not aware. And I just wait for 5 seconds. Okay, so I'm assuming all aware, sir. Okay, great. Okay, so what I'm doing is I'm explaining. Okay, so what I'm going to do is, since I've created a variable rerun, okay, so what I'm going to give is a user a message saying system dot no, but I'll explain you. Okay, system dot out dot println. Okay, and I'm going to put a question, or maybe I want to put some this thing saying, do you want to rerun? I can say type in y for yes. Okay, and then just after that I'll just use the variable rerun and will accept the value from my user using obj dot next, since I've already created it, next line. Okay, now inside the while I'm going to put a condition saying agar rerun dot equals eq equals to to y, either capital Y, either small y, or. Okay, this is the symbol of or. Okay, the and symbol is the double and the or symbol is this or, which is this key is present just above your enter button. So click on shift, press it twice, and this or will appear. Or the rerun dot equals to the capital Y. Okay, some people keeps caps lock on, so we can do that. Okay, now this is very easy. Now if either of the case is true, if this case is true, I mean if the value entered by my user into the rerun variable is either capital Y or small y, I want to redo this entire stuff. I've written do, so I want to redo this entire stuff. Okay, this will keep on doing every time we are entering either capital Y or small y. Okay, so do this while this condition is true. It is as simple as that. You're doing this again again and again while this condition is true. Okay, let's just save it and see how it appears in the output box. So I'll just run it, and once I run it, I've got this message saying, welcome to the game made by CipherSchools. Type in rock, paper, or scissor. I'll just type in rock, and this will be same na. Ha. Computer choice will be same. Again, I've got a message it's saying, do you want to rerun? Type in Y for yes. I type in Y, and it's going to ask me again, type in rock, paper, or scissors. You can type in whatever you want. Okay, I win. Da. Okay, so every time you want to keep on playing it, you can keep on playing. Okay, and if you want to stop, there's this lal button, you click on it, it's going to stop. Okay, so this is how the game can be made, and you can also capture the scores. Okay, probably you can keep on incrementing some temporary variable or count or something every time the user is winning, and at the end of the game, when you are ending it, you are just saying who wins the entire game. Okay, but then it's going to take a bit of time. I don't want to get into that. Maybe we can plan into some other day. Okay, now it's the doubt time. Is there anything that is not understood by anyone in the meeting? It's your time. Feel free to ask. No, you understood everything. Okay, Sarthak, difference between function. It's the same thing. Function and method is same thing. So Sudarshan, you want me to do a quick recap of the entire code? To be a webinar as one more example. Yeah, we'll do. I'm aware of do while loops, but where to use means which type of condition. Okay, we'll pick one by one. Okay, let's start with a small summary first. Okay, so I created a package. Okay, package is what? It contains the group of group of related classes. Think of it as a folder that I told you. Import is helping you to import some functionality from the library, and what is that functionality? The scanner ka functionality. Scanner किस चीज के लिए है? It is going to help us in taking the input from the user. Okay, we have a class Java application. The name of my class is Java application 4, and then we have public static void main stuff happening over here. I've already explained. What we are doing in this game is we are creating an array of rock, paper, and scissor. Okay, there's one last fun thing left. I'll explain it in the last. So we are creating an array of rock, paper, and scissors. Okay, and storing it into a variable called choice stack. And then we are creating a random num naam ka ek variable, which is storing the value randomly in between 0 to 2, either 0, 1, or 2. Okay, and now that random in computer choice variable, we have the choice stack of random num. So whatever is the random num, that is going to be passed into choice stack, and that is ultimately going to get stored in computer choice. Okay, over here we have a message relevant. Over here we have a scanner. Okay, I'll come to the GitHub part. One is left. Okay, over here we have a scanner. Scanner is enabling us to create input functionality. New is helping to create a memory and an object. And then using the obj, the object over here, I'm taking a value from a user, be it rock, paper, or scissor. And once I have a user value and a computer value, I'm doing nothing, but I'm just comparing if it is equals or not. If it is, I'm printing the message relevant to that. If it is not, I'm printing the message relevant to that. Okay, to put in the rerun functionality, what I'm doing is I am putting the entire thing that I want to rerun inside the do, because I want it to keep on happening. I want my program to keep on doing that stuff. And I'm taking an input from the user saying, if you want to rerun it, type yes. And I'm checking the condition over here if that case is true. That is, if my user is typing yes. And for yes, I'm just taking the value y. If this condition is getting true, my do part is doing its work. It is rerunning the entire thing. Okay. We are going to conduct a lot of more webinars. Just stay connected on the LinkedIn. We keep on posting over there. Okay. I'm aware of do while loop or Dipanshu, I think this might have made clear. You can use any loop, but yeah, we'll share this code and video recording of the session probably on the WhatsApp group that you're added. Okay. Okay. So can also take the no option. Yeah, you can do. Pawanpreet, you can define no. If you're typing in no, uh, it just ends the entire loop. Okay. I hope everything is clear now. Are you guys aware of the GitHub? Type in yes if you are, no if you're not. Okay, I see a lot of people saying yes. Okay. Now the best part is you can push your code on GitHub as well. You want me to teach you how to do? It's just 1 minute thing. Yeah, you can do it from the platform itself. So what I'm going to do is, if I just click on this team option, I have this option saying Git. Okay. So if you remember, there are 3-4 codes that I use to run the Git commands. Git init, which helps in initializing, and then Git add dot, which helps in adding everything, and Git commit helps in committing. Okay. So I'll run all those codes first. I'll go on to team, I'll go on to Git, and I'll click on initialize repository. So I'll keep the name default and everything default. So I have just initialized the repository. The next thing is I'll go on to add option. Okay, again I'll click on Git team. I'll be able to see a lot of multiple options over here. This time I want to click on add. This is going to add the entire thing. You don't have to remember the code. Okay, and next time I want to click on commit. When you click on commit, you have to type in the message, maybe version 1. Okay, and I'll click on commit, and this gets committed. Okay, the next part is we'll go to the github.com. Okay. Okay, and I'll add a new repository over here, which can be found over here, new. Either it will be a plus sign somewhere over here. You can click on new, and you can give it a name. Okay, Cypher Schools Java, something like that. Okay, I gave that name. I created a repository. Since you guys already know, because we have already conducted a workshop on this thing. Now I'm going to copy this code from here. This is going to help me in connecting my NetBeans file with the GitHub repository. I'll minimize it. I'll go into team, and then there's this option which says remote. Okay, and remote may what you do push. You click on push, and repository URL may you put the URL. You put the URL. You put in your username and you type in the password of the GitHub profile. Okay, and click on next. It is connecting to the folder, and you just select this master because you want to commit it to the master. Click on next, click on finish, and this is running over here saying pushing Java application 4. So this is running over here. Once it is pushed, you'll get this message. Click on yes, and tada, just refresh it, and you have your file over here. Okay, now you are the king of the GitHub. As simple as that. Okay, great. Okay. Okay, cool. Hurrah. Okay. I just want to check. Okay, great. I'll just take few minutes of yours, guys. So I have a small feedback form probably. I want to push that feedback form, and I request you guys to please fill it up for me, because there we have also mentioned for our upcoming webinar, So we have mentioned different topics. So whatever topic you are expecting for us to conduct our next webinar on, just fill in there. Okay, so this is the form which you can fill it up, and can let us know what topic you want us to conduct a webinar on. So we also have the big data and all those stuff. Okay, so it is going to start from the very scratch. I just have some announcement to make, and probably after that you can fill it, Ankit. Okay, so guys, since you already know, CipherSchool is an edtech company which is into the classes and training part. So we have a next set of live online batches which will start from 27th of April, and I'll just brief you how does the class at CipherSchool works. Okay, so we conduct classes Monday to Friday, 2 hours every day in the evening. Saturday, Sundays are off. Okay, and this entire course ka duration is of 2 से 2.5 महीने का. Okay, and what you get over here is the live classes जैसे अभी हो रहा है, and the ratio of the classes is very less. It's like 25 students in one class. Okay, not like 50, 60 or 80 students. And once the live classes are done, you're also shared the recording of the same session. After that, you're also added to the Slack and WhatsApp group, jahan pe in case after the class you come across any doubt, you can post it over there and get the resolution instantly, because you are assigned with a teaching assistant. So he's always there online to help you in whatever doubt comes up to you. Okay. The other thing is you get to attend the industry sessions. Something like I think last one was the LinkedIn ka session. Usse pehle NASA ka session tha. So you get to attend all those sessions. Okay, and you get to make at least 3 to 4, I mean 5 projects, 2 to 3 live projects, and 1 to 2 you make a mini project. Okay, and 2 से 2.5 महीना, it's going to be the awesome live experience with the 360 support system. Okay, you also get to participate in hackathons, you get to get a lot of this thing, the test and all those things, and then you become part of the entire community at CipherSchools, where you are helping each other. And in case if you want to build up the next company, you have the peers, the classmates, the batchmates. 2 to 3 months sufficient, yeah, sufficient to give you an understanding and to bring you on your own, I mean own, what do you say, खुद के पैरों पे खड़ा करने के लिए is sufficient. Tanvi, I'm just sharing my WhatsApp number. So in case if you want to ping me or you want to reach out for any thing, you can reach out. The best part is the course ka price is 3,999, but just for these 54 students, we can capture the data. These for 54 students till midnight, we have 500 rupees off. Okay, so you can avail it. You can just fill up the form that I shared, and wahan se someone is going to call you up in case if you're willing to join in the batch. So it's 93060944713. Okay. So there's no prerequisite. There's no prerequisite for any of the topics that are going to be conducted for in the next session. Okay. कोई भी prerequisite नहीं है. Yeah. So in case if you're planning to utilize this lockdown thing, because I'm sure it's going to be extended, and a lot of universities have shut down for till July or something, because they're waiting for they'll call you up in the next semester itself. Okay, so you can utilize this time in learning, and probably once college and school opens up, you can go for and apply for internships. You do get an internship assistant at CipherSchools as well. Okay, and the people who are already learning at CipherSchools, trust me, there are guys from class 11th and 12th. There are guys who have 15 years of experience, not in the tech, but they want to pursue the technology. So they have switched to the technology stuff. And students from 11th, 12th as well. They are doing awesomely well. Yeah, it's a certification course. You get a certificate. Okay. Thank you, Abu. Okay. So you get a certificate of that as well, and it's, trust me, the projects and all that you are going to build, it's awesome. Right now the students of the FSD, the full stack web development program, are building a project which is based on the social media. So they are building the entire front end and back end stuff with wherein they are building their own this thing. What is the average cost for internship and online course? Oh, there's no cost. In internship, you are paid, you get paid. And when you're taking an online course, you have to pay. Okay, so this is like a 3999 का online learning of next 2 to 2.5 months, जैसे अभी हम सीख रहे हैं. But the student and teacher ratio is very balanced. So 25 students, 25 to 30 students in one class. And the cost is 3999. But for specifically for you guys, these 52 54 people who are there, you can avail 500 rupees off. The 3999 course can be availed at 3499 to you guys. So I've already pushed the form to you. If you want me to push it again, I can do that as well. And let's stay connected on LinkedIn for new stuff, new webinars and all. We keep on. Yeah, this batch is going to, all of our batches are in evening time. 6 से 7 बजे के बाद ही सारे बैचेस शुरू होते हैं. Okay, and Monday to Friday 1 to 2 hours. You also get a placement preparation stuff. Okay, so weekends पे ना आपके industry sessions होते हैं, and then soft skill की training होती है. Everything is live, nothing is recorded or something. Okay, 50 rupees off, correct sir? No, 500 rupees off. 500 off. Okay, it's 500 off. So course is 3999. Okay, I'll just write it over here. Course fee is 3999, and you get off 500 is off for you guys. Okay, only for people who are there in the meeting, not others. Okay. Okay, is there anything else you want to know or something on that, or else we should wind up the session? I hope you enjoyed it. Okay, cool. ठीक है, I will okay, great. Thank you so much everyone. You have been the awesome audience I have ever come across. No, I'm not from Canada. I'm from, right now I'm in Chandigarh, India. Okay, and I already shared my number, so I can be reached on the WhatsApp. Do fill up the form, and we shall catch up someday in the next webinar or something. Moreover, you're the best sir to have on this occasion. Thank you so much. We had an amazing host. Your Hindi is very good. Nice. Acha. Great. Thank you, Musafir. Any other comments? Okay, but trust me guys, you have been the awesome and the most engaging audience I've ever come across. I mean, I've come across the other engaging audience as well, but yeah, you people are a little different. So are you a singer by profession? No, I'm not a singer, but yes, I do sing. Just a bathroom singer. Okay, great. Thank you. Do fill up the feedback form, guys. Yeah, thank you. Okay, bye and have a good night, and stay safe and stay healthy, and keep, I mean, just stay quarantined. Okay, this is the best time you have in your hands, and utilize it in a best possible way, because you'll never get this time back. Bye. Good night. Thank you everyone. Good night Ankit. Good night. The best video I've ever come across. Oh, thank you so much. Okay, you too, Sudarshan. Bye, Musafir. Pawan, Preet. Bye everyone. Good night. Good night. Good night everyone. Good night. Yeah, I've already shared. I am sharing it over here again. तो चलता ही रहेगा. अच्छा, I'm sharing my number 93060947113. So there you go. So this is, you can ping me on my WhatsApp. Bye Sudarshan. So when will we have a next? Maybe next Sunday or something. Okay. Bye. Let's stay connected on LinkedIn, and probably I'll ping you over there. Sure, Gurpreet. Bye. Good night. अच्छा, अभी सिर्फ 40 लोग हैं अभी. I'm going to end the session. Okay, for everyone. Okay. Is there anything? Okay, no. Just please fill up the feedback form as well. ठीक है. Bye. Stay safe. Yeah. What's your professional? Oh, I'm the co-founder of the company, CipherSchools, actually. Sudarshan. 1 minute is left, sir. 1 minute is left for 9. Okay. Nice. Do check out cypherschools.com. Cypher, SCHOOLS.com. Cypherschools.com. Yep. Programming like this. Sure, we have been doing it from really long time, Mohammed. I think the communication to you reached little late, but no worries. Now that we are connected, we'll keep you posted. Okay, so I'm very active on LinkedIn. I don't have any account on any of these Facebooks and Instagram. I'm only on this thing. What do you say? The LinkedIn. So we'll be in touch. And since now you have my WhatsApp number, we'll stay connected. Thank you. Thank you, Sudarshan. Bye. Bye. Good night. Good night. Good night. Okay. I want you guys to end it up because I really don't feel like happy Holi. Thank you. Thank you, Ankit. Good night. Bye, bro. Bye, Karthik. Da, 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 da. Nice time with celebrities. Great. Thank you. एक बार मेरा नाम लेकर बोल दो गुड नाइट these chat messages. Let's stay connected on LinkedIn. Probably I'll put up the post and there we can comment out all the feedback. So Java, good night. I'm going to count till 3. I'm going to end the session. Trust me. One, then yeah. 1, 2. I have to stop this meeting as well. I mean the